What a fascinating episode of Perfect Insider. We all thought this was going to be easy to discover the mystery, figure out the killer, and, kind of get all the details to the series before it even reaches the conclusion. Well, I think we can all say we were fucking wrong. Because this episode complicates a lot of things and really just complicates the locked room mystery. I have a couple theories, and I will talk about them in just a second. But first things first, what I want to talk about is the split personalities. This is something I've always been fascinated about in any literature, especially manga, anime, or, live action, TV shows, movies. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I love Tokyo Ghoul so much, is because of split personalities. And seeing this introduced in this series, it really adds a different level to the series that I truly enjoy. And seeing how we come to find out that this doctor, the main person that's being accused of killing her parents, and also the person that is the main focus of the plot, well, as we know, she died. And we kind of find out with the episode that she has multiple personalities. According to what we found out, she has 7. With the information we are given, it is never clarified if she really only has 7. Now, we do know 7 is a lonely number. This has been mentioned very early on in the series, so this was foreshadowed. But I don't believe there is just 7 personalities. There is a possibility new personalities have formed and have caused certain issues inside of the doll's body, which that is something I want to talk about. I love the way the symbolism was used with the body being a doll, because the main personality, or the lonely number 7, she was a doll, and she was being used by her personalities like a puppet. So it's like having a shell, your outside shell, but having someone else enter your body and controlling your body, a different person. And that's kind of what these split personalities are. She's considering herself to be a doll, while the other personalities manipulate her. And a very intriguing way to look at the concept of split personalities, but also gives us insight to maybe who killed her parents. But then we have a wrench thrown into this theory soon as we start getting more information, because according to what the doctor said, was that no other personality knew Magata's parents. Nobody knew. Like, none of the personalities knew. The guys, the girl personalities, none of them knew. So, the only person that could possibly kill her parents is Magata herself. So, why does she say it's a doll? Is she just saying a doll did it because she did it and she just considers herself to be a doll? Or was it someone else, another personality inside of her, that is aware of her parents, that she might not be even aware of herself? But the main thing we need to look at right now is that with finding out about this, we can obviously consider that the different ways her room was set up in this episode kind of displayed the different personalities she had. I mean, look at the setup of her room. The room is very tidy, very clean. It looks like someone that really loves keeping the room in order. And then look at the other things of the way the room is presented. You have it to where the kitchen is nice and organized. You have it to where there's not really any dust anywhere. You have it to where we get to see Legos built into like a statue, which shows a creative side to a personality. You have it to where we see these bunch of computers laid out with technology. We get to see the robot. I mean, there's different reasons to suspect that the different personalities had their own likes and dislikes, and they also had their own memories, because it is implied, since none of them knew about the parents of Magata, that they have their own memories. So that means that if, like, one personality does something with the doll's body, the others might not know what's going on. So each individual personalities can do what they want, and maybe the others don't know exactly what they are doing. But it is pointed out that Magata is self-aware of these personalities. She knows about these personalities. So it raises many questions about what we should really think about this situation and where the story is trying to lead with this mystery. Because right now, even though we found out about all this, different split personalities, we don't really know who the killer is. We're not even closer to finding out who the killer is after this episode, because we do know it would not be her. Even if her split personalities tried to kill herself, it would not look like that. Because think about this logically. If your split personality wanted to kill yourself for some reason, put you in a wedding dress, because we saw what the computer dialogue was about, that would mean that they would have to chop off your limbs, like you would have to chop off your own limbs, arms and legs, and even if you chopped off an arm and both your legs, you still couldn't chop off the other one. And don't say it was the robot, because I can debunk the robot instantly. The robot, take quick notice of how the robot opened that door in this episode. If you look at the robot with its arm, the way it came up and tried to open the door is kind of like moving its hand up and down, trying to kind of adjust to the door to unlock it. So it shows that the robot is not completely accurate, but also it's very slow with its adjustments. But then let's take note of how the arm was structured. If you see our main male character, the sensei, he grabs the arm and the arm starts shaking and being rickety like it can't fight back against the sensei. So it proves to us that the arm isn't strong, like it doesn't have the strength to move a human, like pull a human with it. So we know that the robot wasn't the one to probably kill the doctor. So we can just debunk that instantly, unless the robot has some form of secret compartment on the front that we don't see, which I'd be like, what the fuck? And it pops out a knife and just jabs you. But then again, still, it doesn't explain how someone's arm would be completely severed. But then we have to go factor in how the entire room is clean. There's no blood anywhere. And if you look at this, the robot was locked up in the room as well. So, many questions right now, because you would need to have the person to order the robot to lock the door. Because also consider this. The dude that was in the room is like, hey, lock the door, Michiru. Lock the door. And the robot went to lock the door, or unlock the door. So the robot needs a command to lock the door. So if Magoto was already killed, that would mean that she couldn't give commands to the robot to lock the door. So we still have a person that killed it. So she didn't kill herself, the robot didn't kill her, so we still have a murderer on the loose. The question is, who and what motive? Because the director is dead, we're having constant flashbacks about this director, and we don't know. Now, there is a theory I saw last week in the comments that it could possibly be the sister of Magoto. And we do know she wasn't actually even in this episode. We saw her last week, we know she's on the island, but we didn't see her at all in this episode, which is very strange, but also, is she the killer? But then I need to bring up something else as well. I want to take quick note of the state of the body of Magoto. Her arms and legs are gone. And when you try to identify a certain corpse in that day and age, they usually need the fingerprints. They need the fingerprints or they need the feet just to be able to, you know, identify a certain corpse in that day and age. And thinking about it like that, that would mean that who's to say that this really is the corpse of the doctor? It could be a fake dummy, like a fake replacement just put there to kind of take the spot of Magoto as she escapes or she leaves. So we don't even know if that really is her at this moment. Now, another thing I want to mention is the trash chute that we saw. The trash chute is small, of course, but if you take note of the trash chute, it's not that small. There is a good possibility an average human like my size or someone could probably get up that chute and sneak into there. It's a really good likely possibility. The only thing that raises questions is that you would make a hell of a lot of noise trying to climb up that metal chute. You would hear bang, 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 bang as you're climbing up it, and if Magoto didn't want to die, she would have done something if she heard that type of fucking noise. So we know for a fact, if someone did come up that, it was someone that Magoto willingly allowed in there through that way. Or that person was just hell of a quiet and a ninja. So I think someone might have snuck up the chute. Maybe unaware, aware, whatever. Someone snuck up the chute because we know that there's multiple chairs also in the room. Look at how everything was set up as well in the room. There was a guest room. You had it to where multiple people can come in and like see her. But this is a girl that never saw people. She was isolated. She never wanted to have contact. So why would there be a guest room, multiple setup with chairs and stuff, even if the robot can't sit down either? So what if a person was willingly sneaking in for the chute? That's the only way. And this person one day decided to kill her. And what if this person that is, I guess, small, because you could only be small to fit up that trash chute, what if they snuck inside of a hidden compartment in the P1? As I said last week with my main theory, that robot that she's sitting on, the P1, there is a possibility someone could hide underneath that. But now factoring in that this person could possibly be small, It makes a lot more sense. If there is a small compartment, a person can fit inside for just a little bit till it rolls out, escape, go kill the director, and wander around. Simple as that. So, that also kind of debunks if it is the sister, actually, since the sister was with the director on the helicopter, if I'm correct. I think so. I think the sister was on the helicopter. So that would mean that it might not be the sister as well. Who knows? Now, I did imply, actually, last week there's a possibility of 2 people being a part of this operation, because we do know someone's been there for a while to have the name clearance to be able to get through certain doors. So, this is a person that's been with the system and here for a long time, since probably the beginning. So, there's probably 2 accomplices, but also, there's just many questions. It has to be a small person that's also doing this. Maybe Moe has a split personality. Who the fuck knows? So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.